Boom! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Monday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a beer from Heist Brewery. They're out of North Carolina, and I've had a couple beer from them right when I started getting my Tavor boxes in a couple years ago. That's when I kind of started seeing some of their stuff pop up. I haven't really purchased beers from Tavor in a minute, just because I've had so much stock and all that stuff like that. And I haven't had a Heist beer in a second. So today we got one here called Stranger Clouds. It's a variant of their Strange Clouds IPA, which I'm assuming this is their double IPA variant of this one, and it's supposedly packed with a lot of like tropical fruit and citrus flavors, of course, having that kind of almost danky kind of herbal spice note in there as well that you would get from specific hops they use in this one. But it comes out to an 8.6%, which I love me some good double hazy IPAs, so I'm really excited. Plus, the can art in this one's give me all kinds of feels, because it gives me that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas kind of vibe. I don't know why, but I'm a big fan of that movie, so when I saw this one, when I purchased it, I was like, I have to have this one because I think it's pretty badass. But yeah, I'm expecting a nice kind of Since it's a New England IPA, I'm expecting it to be really juicy, of course, really hazy, and then, of course, having those, like, tropical fruit, citrus kind of notes with the hops that they used in there, so... And maybe having, like, danky kind of after notes where it's, like, cannabis-like flavors coming through as well. So I am pretty damn stoked to give this one a try. So let's crack this thing open so we get on the nose. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Get slapped in the face with tropical fruit right off the bat. Definitely a nice kind of tropical fruit sweetness coming through it. With that, of course, that's going to be the major player of the hops that they use. When this definitely smells like it's pretty damn hoppy. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty damn good. Just by smelling it, and I can most likely tell this is going to be an IPA that I really, really enjoy. So, I'm going to be drinking this out of my Heart in the North glass this afternoon. So, let's pour this guy and see what we get when it comes to the pour. I'm expecting something hazy AF and just overall looking really delicious. So, let's see. Nice amount of head coming through, which is nice. Gonna help us get those aromas popping through a lot more. But look at that. Looks hazy AF. Pillowy soft head on the top. Still getting loads and loads of tropical fruit. Not really getting much citrus on the nose. But getting notes of like papaya, mango, pineapple. Yeah, that smells absolutely fantastic. So I'm already digging this already. So let's give this guy a try and see what it's all about. So cheers everybody. Happy Monday. Oh, yeah. Exactly what I look for. Definitely very, very strong in the tropical fruit and citrus category. Very juicy mouthfeel. Definitely has that, like, boozy alcoholic bite to it that you get from, like, double IPAs and above. Of course, with this being an 8.6, you're going to start getting a little bit of booziness coming through. But overall, I think it's coming through really, really nice. Not too overpowering. Not really crazy boozy. But overall, I think the flavors in this one are balancing really, really well. Definitely still getting that almost like the cannabis characteristics I'm getting. It's almost like a berry like cannabis note. So it's like a slight raspberry dankness to it. And then it's overall really, really enjoyable towards the end. Of course, when you get slapped in the face with that much tropical fruit and citrus up front, it's just an overall really, really enjoyable experience. Of course, this is definitely going to be a relatively hoppy IPA. So, and that's exactly what I'm getting. So, knowing that, I'm assuming they did some pretty large additions when it comes to the dry hopping process. Of course, with this being double dry hopped, there's definitely loads and loads of hops in there that are in there for the flavor. Not really getting crazy amounts of bitterness, but I'm expecting they did some early boil kind of hop additions to this beer. Probably either a first wort or very, very early in the boil to get the bitterness in there. Because it's not too crazy in bitterness, so I don't think they really went too insane with the upfront bitterness additives when it comes to the hops they used. So let's look over here at Untappd and see what we could find as a description of this guy. So let's see here. It says right here that the big brother of Strange Clouds, brewed and double dried hopped with El Dorado, Mosaic, and Raku hops, bringing you a whole citrus orchard, notes of papaya, mango, grapefruit, and orange, with slight dank berry finish. Yeah, so that dank berry finish with like almost getting like that raspberry, because you get that cannabis-like characteristic in there, and then you almost get like you're eating a berry off the vine. You got a little bit of the stem or something with you where it's almost vegetal, but I think this is pretty spot on with what they described. Of course, I'm going to assume that when it comes for bittering, they most likely either use the Mosaic or the Raku hops for the beginning of the boil. I'm leaning towards more of the Raku, I think they used in there, but then the El Dorado is a great hops to use for just bringing tropical fruit and citrus, and Mosaic is just very, very fruit forward. So, and then also Mosaic brings that kind of dankiness in there as well. But it's a great hop trio I think they used with this one. But let's look over here. So the description is pretty spot on with what I'm tasting with this one. So they did a pretty damn good job. But if we're going to try to find a beer that's similar to this guy, of course, I'm not a big fan of the similar beers list on this beer specifically because they're all beers that I've read off before. So let's look under my beer history. Of course, we're going to look under the category of IPA Imperial Double New England Hazy. Of course, if you ever want to see different styles of beer you drink, you can always go into your beer history on Untappd itself. So let's see. We're going to look at IPA Imperial Double New England Hazy. And let's see if we can find something similar to this one when it comes to fruitiness. So, let's see. Of course, we got the Double Dry Hop Dinglebop for Turning Point. I think would be a pretty good one to be compared to this one. Possibly the Special Sauce from Microphone. That might be a close second. The Rake It Up from Fifth Frame would be an option. Of course, many IPAs from Drecker have similar flavors to this one. Of course, you got stuff from Spindle Tap. If you're here in Illinois, Noon Whistle, I think the gummy line would probably be really, really similar to this one just because they're very fruity forward and they're just either you're getting hit in the face with citrus or you're getting hit in the face with tropical fruit. And overall, anything from the gummy line from Noon Whistle is going to be, like if you're in for a fruity or IPA kind of situation, those are going to be the best ones for you. What else do we got? We got stuff from Anchorage here. Of course, another one in Illinois if you're in Elmhurst or like northwest suburbs, or where I am, Elmhurst Brewing Company makes the Squeeze the Day. Let's see, the Fresh Lobster from Aurora possibly would be in that category. But yeah, there's a lot of breweries out there that make it something similar. I'm probably going to lean towards more of the, let's see, I'm probably going to compare this more to the Double Dry Hop Dinglebop, with having more of those fruitier kind of characteristics to it and having still that strong, hoppy, just in your face kind of situation. But overall, I think the flavors in this beer are absolutely spectacular, and loving the haze to this one. It's a beautiful color, and just overall having a really, really good experience with this beer. Mouth feels pillowy soft, super juicy, and just everything I look for when it comes to a New England Hazy IPA. This is it right here. So let's look here and see what we can look at for ratings in this guy. Of course, I'm going to read off everything else before we look at the individual ratings and see what other people rated it. But like I stated before, it's an 8.6% ABV. I would not consider this beer sessionable one bit. Of course, you guys know by now my sessionability rating kind of closes off after 7.5%. So after having one or two of these, you're definitely going to be feeling it, so keep that in mind. And with over 2,530 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.18 out of 5, which is pretty damn fantastic. So let's look here at my friends list and see if there's anybody in my friends who's checked this one in. Of course, there's at least one that I know of, because when I purchase beer off Tavour, I usually get two. One for me, one for my father. And he checked this one in, and he gave it a 3.75 out of 5, which is surprising. I know me and my dad are pretty different when it comes to our taste in beer. So I'm probably going to give a little bit more than a 3.75 on my end, but he purchased off Tavour, which is where we got ours. And let's see, we got somebody else on my friends list check this one in twice, actually. Twice in the same day. It looks like he got a taster and a crowler of it. And he looks like he purchased it at the Lowe's Foods in Somerville, South Carolina. So knowing they have distribution down in South Carolina when it's brewed in North Carolina, that's a good kind of situation there. So we know distribution kind of sticks around those states right there. I'm not 100% sure if Heist distributes here within the Midwest, or maybe distributing towards like Colorado or the West Coast, something like that. So you might have to just get hold of your local liquor store or bottle shop, see if they can get stuff from Heist possibly, and see if you can get anything from them distributed to you. I know they have a pretty good selection of stuff on tap right now, so if you ever want to take a look at what Heist is brewing / what they're pouring right now, you can always go onto their website. Almost every website you go to when it comes to a brewery will tell you what they have on tap right now. So if you're interested in a specific brewery, you can see what you can get before you even go there, which is a really, really cool thing. And their website is really clean. Of course, it just have a bunch of stuff on here. Yeah, it's a really, really nice website. So let's see what other people are rating this one on the global ratings on this guy. So let's see. This person gave it a 3.75. We got a 4.25. We got another 3.75 purchase from Tavour. We got a 4.25 here. Another 4.25. 3.5. 4.25 purchased at the Quick Stop, which looks like it's a place in Charleston, South Carolina. Of course, a 4.25 purchased from Tavour. 3.5. Let's see. We got a 4. Saying very thankful for perfect strangers like this. I like the name of that one. So that can art looks a little bit different. Interesting. So I wonder if they did like different variants of can art depending on where they are. We got a 3.5 year purchase at the Hops Burger Bar in Greensboro, South Carolina. having a burger place that also is like a craft beer thing, that sounds pretty freaking awesome. Well, let's see. We got a 4 out of 5 here purchase from Tavor. He drank it at the Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge in Norridge, Illinois. So, okay, so this guy is purchasing stuff from Tavor. So, like I'm telling you guys, of course, when it comes to getting stuff from Tavor, the Midwest, the Chicagoland area specifically, is a really good when it comes to delivering alcohol. So if you want to possibly try beers that you normally can't try, Tavor is a great option for if you're in the northwest suburbs of Illinois. Let's see what else. We got a 4.5. Let's do 2 more. Then we got a 4. And then we got a 4.25 purchased at Heist themselves. It looks like they got it on draft over there when they purchased it. But overall, pretty good ratings. I am actually surprised recently that most of the ratings that I was seeing was closer to that 3.75 realm. So it's either you like it or you don't. So you never know if maybe they were a fan of the Strange Clouds more than the Stranger Clouds. I don't know, but I'm a really, really big fan of this one for sure. So let's see here. Overall ratings are pretty decent, so I think it's time for us to start figuring out what we're going to be doing for ratings over here on Arn with this guy. So let's see. First thing we like to look at is can art. And like I told you guys in the beginning of the review, I'm a really, really big fan of this can art just because it gives me very, very strong Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas kind of vibes, because it gives you like the poster for it with the guy's face and the sunglasses, and you can see the clouds coming through everything like that. So I think this was an homage to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and I'm a really, really big fan of that movie. So when it comes to being something that catches my eye, knowing that I'm a fan of the movie and I know what the poster looks like, this automatically caught my attention and having that same kind of vibe to it. So I think it's a really, really awesome can art. And when it comes to taking up all the real estate, they just made this picture huge. So they made the hops that's on there just absolutely massive, wrap around the entire label practically. Of course, you got the sunglasses pretty much taking up the entire label. And then I like what they did when it comes to the background effects with almost having like kind of like black and red. I like how they did like the scratched out HB for Heist Brewery on the side. I think it's a really nice touch. But overall, there's really not much I can fault on this can art. It's detailed. It has a lot going on. It's definitely eye-catching. So for me, I'm going to give this an easy 4.75 out of 5 for can art. Really, really nice. So let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at Heist Brewery, would I get another one? Let's see. I'm actually curious what the regular Strange Clouds taste like, to see what the difference between the two are. So, but if I just went in there and tasted what I'm tasting right now, would I get another one if I got in a flight? Abso-freaking-lutely. This would probably be one that I would get a 4-pack to bring home, just because I'm enjoying the tropical fruit and citrus flavors up front. Not really too crazy on the bitterness. And just having that kind of like slight boozy, dank, like raspberry, like cannabis-like characteristic that sticks to your palate at the end, I think is a really, really nice touch, and this makes it overall really refreshing, great mouthfeel, and there's just not really much I can fault on this beer. It's absolutely delicious. So if you have the option to get your hands on this one, I would highly, highly recommend it. Of course, if you want to possibly get your hands on the regular Strange Clouds, that is an option as well. I think that's one of their more namesake IPAs, so if you want to possibly try like a lighter version of this, the Strange Clouds itself may be a good option for you as well if you're not into that more alcoholic kick. But overall, I think this beer is absolutely fantastic. There's really, like I said, not much I could fault on it. It definitely hits every category that I'm looking for when it comes to Imperial New England Hazy IPA. So Heist Brewery did a really, really good job with this one. I'm definitely a big, big fan. So with all that being said, what is my final rating on this guy going to be? Let's see. I'm probably going to give this a very, very solid 8.5 out of 10. Really, really good. If you can get your hands on this one, I would highly recommend it. If you're into really, really juicy, pillowy, soft mouthfeel with slight dankness in it in your hazy IPAs, this is definitely one to put on your list of ones that you must try because it's absolutely fantastic. Of course, I don't really think I've had a bad experience from a beer I've had from Heist. I've only had like 2 or 3 before this, but this is definitely one to put on my list of probably the best beer I've had from Heist so far. So if you're in the North Carolina area and you have the opportunity to stop over there, I would definitely recommend it just because they're making some really good beers over there. It looks like they have a really cool staff, it looks like, as well, and just overall a really great environment over there. So if you have the option, want to try someplace new if you're in the North Carolina area, or if you're traveling North Carolina and looking for something to do, get yourself over to Heist, have a beer, enjoy it, and just have a good time. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So big shout outs to everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It'll help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel, like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live during the review. I got a review plan for you guys tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Won't have one Wednesday because I'm going to work on Wednesday, so won't have one on Wednesday, but I might have some more towards the end of the week, so keep an eye out for that as well. But, of course, if you want to see what I'm doing when it comes to what I'm beer reviewing the day of, or that kind of situation, or any kind of stuff I'm doing over at the brewery, you could shoot me a follow on Instagram. It's just linked to my profile down in the description below. Shoot me a follow over there. You'll see what I'm beer reviewing when I do my hand checks. Plus, you will see all little behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing over at Fibs as well. On Wednesday, we're actually getting ready to... We're getting closer and closer for the release of my beer, my recipes, so I'm pretty damn excited. So who knows? I might do a little special giveaway on it if I can get it. A situation to where I can get it canned. Who knows? I might do a little giveaway on the YouTubes for a special somebody to get their hands on a can of a beer that's my recipe and all that kind of stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that if we end up doing something like that. Of course, you can also shoot me a friend request on Untapped as well. You guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time. It's a fantastic platform. You can check in beers, get badges, all that kind of stuff. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers because it's pretty much what it is. And it's so versatile, and they have so many different features when it comes to that app. So I highly recommend just downloading it, creating an account, and just explore what they have to offer over there because it's really, really cool, and all the stuff that they do over on that app is pretty damn awesome. So, and last but not least, of course, you guys always know the best way to support me when it comes to helping me get more reviews out there, plus help me kind of get more beer in my hands and all that kind of stuff. The best way to do so is joining the Patreon. Of course, I do monthly 4-pack giveaways of Illinois exclusive craft beer over there as well. So if you want to have the opportunity to win some beer for me, Patreon's would be the best way to do so. Plus, I'll be doing some more giveaways down the road as well. And then, of course, I might be working on some other things when a little bit more traffic heads towards the Patreon when it comes to possibly a Discord. Then, of course, maybe merch down the road, coasters, glassware, koozies, all that kind of stuff. For Face Meat, the beer helmet hopefully will happen. So if you want to take advantage of all that as well, the best way to do so is to get yourself over to the Patreon. It helps me greatly when you guys help me support me over there. So if you want to support me, I'm always going to recommend the best way to do so is join the Patreon. So the link to that is down in the description below as well. But other than that, that is what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Thank you everybody who's going to be watching on the replay as well. And I'm going to end this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.